Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Hello, sisters. I'm going to do a special canon. My mom taught me this little trick when I was a teenager because as a teenage woman, young woman, or even an older woman, my mom would always say, your friend is going to be here, so let's make something special for your friend. Well, my friend loved chocolate cake. We would normally make it homemade from scratch, which is awesome, which I will someday make for y'all and give you the recipe. But this is for my sisters in armor. We're going to can some cake so that when we have an itch for chocolate and we don't have the oomph or the energy to make it ourselves or the time. So come along this journey with me. And normally, like I said, I make it scratch, but today we're going to cheat. We're going to use a box. Now we're going to do it is just follow the directions on the box. This calls for 1/4 cup of water, a 1/2 cup of oil, and 3 eggs. Like I said, we're cheating today. And if nobody has ever noticed about me, I think I am the most sloppiest baker, cooker, canner, whatever you want to call me. I think I am the sloppiest. I mean, I get everything everywheres. But just follow the directions on the box. Oh, I gotta turn this oven to 350. So let's get that going. Alright, what we're gonna do is I always use these little, I don't know what size they are, little canning jars. But the thing you want to look at is that you want jars that are flat. You don't want no canning jar that has like an indent up to the lid, because that makes it extremely hard to get the cake out. This way you can just get the cake out all in one. What you're going to do is spray your spray it down just like you would a pan. I think I'm going to use a different scoop. Now all you're going to do is fill these about halfway, because you know with any cake it rises, so you got to make sure you have room in your jars for the cake to rise. Because I will show you what we're going to do if it goes over the top. And I don't know if you've ever took cake mix and made cupcakes out of them. and how you reduce the time. That's what we're going to do here as well. Is we're going to pretend that these are like being made out of cupcakes, so we reduce the time, which the time here it says 14 minutes, 14 to 19 minutes for cupcakes. So when we get ready, we're going to put the timer in for 10 minutes. Jars. And when I was a kid, my mom would make these, and we would have jars in our pantry, but she wouldn't just make cake. Come closer to Thanksgiving time, I do a lot of baking. I bake a lot of homemade breads and a whole lot of brownies and fudge. And I was always taught that you always go around in your neighborhood, your closest neighbors, and you would give a gift. Usually it's a gift basket. But it's not that you would buy them a gift, alright? Those gifts was always homemade baked goods. Sorry about that little pause. So, to this day, I still take my time and I make sure that I have a little basket of baked goods, because it's only like 6 houses on my street, but I always make sure that I have 6 baskets of all kinds of homemade stuff. Now, it's not always just baked goods. I mean, yes, I do bake breads and all that, but I give them little stuff that is from the kitchen, in which, as the time draws near, I will be bringing you along a journey and show you what one of the baskets end up looking like. I guess I really didn't need to make that one. I could have just ate the cake mix. But my beeper went off, so let's put these in the oven. And because it said 14 to 19 minutes, we are going to be setting our timer for 10 minutes, just so that we can start checking it. Alright, so we'll be back in 10 minutes. Hello, welcome back. Now I'm going to show you, the reason I said we're going to do it for 10 minutes is because what we're going to do is we're going to cut. You see how this is over top? And we're gonna cut that off. Now we gotta clean the tops. Make sure that there's nothing at all on the top of these. Because if they're not, they will not seal. Because it's a cake, we don't want to put any vinegar or any moisture on it. I forgot when I was showing you all earlier. I did pull them out very quickly so that I could clean the tops. Make sure before you bake them that you clean them. And the reason why we are only cooking them for 10 minutes instead of 14 is because we're going to be putting the tops on, but they got to go back in the oven for 3-4 minutes, enough for the tops to get sealed. Now, since I had teenage daughters, I've never had any that lasted past 9 months. Only because it got 8. So I'm not sure how long that they would actually last stored this way. I only know for 9 months because that was like the last jar that was open was like 9 months. Now when you pull them out, you just let them set, take a towel and cover them. Alright, and it should seal. Now I wanted to show you with one here. The reason why we wanted the flat is because you would take your knife and go around it. And let's see if I can get it popped out. Ow. It would pop out, but it looks like I didn't cut it very well. But when you go to take them out, you can put frosting on them. You can drizzle chocolate syrup on them. But they're really nice to have when you have a Pacific friend, or if you just have a munchie, a chocolate craving. It's nice to have. Now, I don't want you to think that these here, the tops are going to go to waste. Because whenever you bake something, especially when it's chocolate, you always have to treat yourself. So these little toppings are a great snack for right now. So, as you're putting your tops on, have yourself a top. Hope you enjoyed it. Stuff at the top.
There is one step in here that
Hope
I
you
did
enjoyed
not
it.
show, and in the next video when I can, I will show it, is the jars were still warm, the oven was still on, and what I had done is you have to take the lids and put them in a pan and put some water in them and put it in the oven while you're cutting the tops off because you need to get the lids warm because it's a warm jar, warm lid, and it will seal, not heal. It will seal much easier for you. Also, set it on the counter underneath a towel and let the towel rest over it overnight because it will keep that heat in and it will make sure that that seal is tight. Remember, when you go to store it, you take the rings off. Do not store it with the rings on. I cannot remember if I told you that once we put the lids and the ring on, we do put them back in the oven for 3 to 4 minutes to seal the lids on to the jars. That's why we didn't bake it for as long, is because we were going to put the jars back in the oven, and also they're not the thick cakes, so I don't remember if I mentioned we put them back in the oven with the lids on for 3, 4, 5 minutes, depending on how long you bake them for.